the kindest people I've ever met. The ones who were gracious when they didn't have to be, who were interested and noticed me, noticed when I was suffering or in pain, who stopped to ask and see, is that person okay? The ones who accepted me just the way I am, warts and all. There are a sea of African American faces that swim into my mind. That's the truth. I said in one of my earlier posts that I had grown up in a kind of a black and white world, literally, because I went to an all-black preschool, and to this day I still see that as like mom's unintentional gift, because it programmed me to look for fellow spirits or kinship, and not to think twice about color, except for my own, because I was the different one. I was the one that didn't look like others. I was the one who got bitten because a kid thought that I might be black underneath. Like, his hand was brown, but his palm was white. So he thought, well, maybe she's inside out. Maybe she's reversed. I think that's probably very understandable and kind of beautiful when you reflect on it. Then if I take the other side of that coin, I guess, and I think about the times when I felt the most judged, the least right as I am, the most misunderstood, and the most isolated and alone. And as an introvert, I struggle with being around anybody, even people I love. But that kind of, not that I chose to be alone, but just that I was on my own. I was alone. Because there weren't any people like me around me. And a sea of white faces come into my mind. I don't know what that means. I just know it's my truth. And I think about how I have many of those hallmarks that many liberals have. Being very earnest. Sometimes being rather self-absorbed. Being burdened or something, like carrying around the guilt of the world. Trying too hard. And they love me anyway. And I think that's where I see God's grace. Because even though I'm not a Christian, I still believe in grace. I still know there's a meaning and a method and a plan for this world. I'm just not sure I find that in religion anymore. But I struggle with the idea of having a community, not because I don't want one, but because it takes everything I have to go and be in social settings. And somebody that I chat with a lot on here, one of those parasocial relationships, was like, so you're an introvert and you moved to New York. I know. But I love this city. I've loved it from the second I stepped onto the gangway in LaGuardia. I went, or what is that? Sorry, the jetway. And I said, I'm home. And I was just coming out to finish college. And I never left. And then I have jobs, and I've always had jobs where I am with people. I am speaking to people and giving to people and trying to give resources or help or advice to people or to support people. And then I come home and I don't have it necessarily always for the people in my personal life and for my friends, and I deal with guilt about that. Really, there's always trade-offs. But the understanding and the love that I get offered far exceeds what I have earned from my dear friends